Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beth Ann. Today I want to talk about the first readathon that I've done in a year. The last time I did this readathon, last February, which is the Black Authortuber Readathon, which is the brainchild of Margaret Pinard, who hosts it every year. This is the third annual one. So I will link to her channel down below, and I will also link to the live stream a few of us did a little while ago to kind of kick off the readathon and talk about what we were excited about reading and talk about the reasons behind the readathon. So you can go check that out if you want to hear more. But in brief, Margaret is an author, and her channel on YouTube is both BookTube, talking about the books she reads, but also AuthorTube, talking about the process of writing and everything involved in that. And there's a whole community of people who are authors who have YouTube channels, AuthorTube. It's a lovely community. They're all very supportive of each other. And I know about that community, and I'm kind of a little bit peripheral to it because they do a lot of like accountability and productivity streams, which I really enjoy as someone who spends a lot of time working by myself at my computer. It can be really helpful to have that sense of community. So I feel like I'm a little bit part of that community, and the point of Black Authortuber Readathon during the month of February is to just give ourselves a little bit of an extra push to read and celebrate Black authors. And this is Margaret's way of kind of defining a narrow boundary to like narrow down the selection of who are we going to support in this particular month, because of course we should be reading and supporting Black authors all year round. But this month we're going to focus on Black Authortubers. So they have to be authors who maintain a YouTube channel. Those are the boundaries of this community and this readathon. So the books that I'm committing to reading this February, I have two. So the first is Blood Like Magic by Liselle Sambury, which has gotten a fair amount of like press and attention. It's a traditionally published book. You should be able to get this through local libraries, for example. This is, I think, primarily fantasy, although some of the blurbs on the back of the book mention that there might kind of verge into sci-fi a little bit here. And it's a little bit of a coming of age, coming into your power type of novel, although I think it's not exactly YA from what I've heard about it. It seems like even though the protagonist is on the younger side, it's definitely dealing with like adult themes. So that's kind of my understanding is don't expect YA, and don't be turned off if you hear coming of age and are like, oh, that's not for me. It's not exactly that. I should maybe just, I'll just read a little bit from the inside cover. After years of waiting for her calling, a trial every witch must pass in order to come into their powers, the one thing Voya Thomas didn't expect was to fail. When Voya's ancestor gives her an unprecedented second chance to complete her calling, she agrees, and then is horrified when her task is to kill her first love. And this time, failure means every Thomas witch will be stripped of their magic. So Voya is part of a family of witches. So Voya is determined to preserve her family's power and pass her calling. She actually has not had a first love yet, so she also has to try to find this person in the course of this book. So I've heard rave things about this book, an enjoyable read. I've heard that it's really powerful, hard to put down, compelling characters, really cool magic system, all of that. So I'm really looking forward to this. The other book that I'm committing myself to reading is The Diary Succession of Lies by J.C. Carpenter, who, like Liselle Sambury, operates a YouTube channel. And this is a novel that sounds really interesting. So we follow main character Carly Jones, whose mother has passed unexpectedly. Excuse me. It sounds like Carly Jones was very close with her mother, Corinne Hayes. Corinne Hayes was a brilliant writer and entrepreneur to the rest of the world, and when she died, she left a diary. So Carly Jones reads her mother's diary, and all sorts of secrets spill out. It turns out that her mother was a mistress, and so this book claims that it's going to explore a lot of questions around like the ethics and morality and kind of what it means to be in that role. And we're going to explore that through the diary entry, and I guess we're also going to get some maybe interesting mother-daughter stuff, as the daughter maybe has to revise what she thinks about her mother as a result of this. So really curious to read this as well. So I will link to both of these authors' YouTube channels down below. Again, J.C. Carpenter and Liselle Sambury. And then the other part of this readathon is all you have to do to participate is pick a book by a Black author who's on YouTube. And Margaret has put together a very handy spreadsheet with as many people as meet those criteria as she can find. So I'll link to that spreadsheet down below. If you're curious and want to join the readathon, go check it out. A number of people are trying to organize buddy reads. So for Blood Like Magic, for example, there's a couple other people that are interested in reading this. So you can sign up to buddy read with someone else for a book. So that's a fun aspect of this as well. So that is my TBR. I will try to come back again soon and talk about some of the books that I've read for previous years as part of this readathon. So if you watch this video, I hope you're inspired to take part. Go check out that spreadsheet down below if you want to see what else is available. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. Bye.